What my job is asking for your support, is to lay out a vision for you on where this organization ought to go. And I have to articulate that vision, and if you agree with that vision, or even if you don't agree with the vision, we ought to be able to dialogue about it. One of the biggest problems we have in the fraternity right now is we don't communicate with each other. We don't talk about what's going on. We don't understand what the Supreme Council is doing. We don't understand what's going on with the district and the district council. We have to be able to communicate. There's only one Omega. There's no big Q and little q. There's no difference between anybody in this room. We are all equal in the eyes of Omega. The second thing that we have to do is, besides communication, we have to agree that we got good business practices. I've been a corporate lawyer for over 20 years. I take at bay that we got to start with sound financial principles. We got to start with good business practices. You got to start with trust. You got to start with transparency. You can't run any organization of volunteers and nobody trusts each other. But you have to be able to show and demonstrate that there is the ability to succeed because we have a sound foundation. We have to be able to use the energy that we got all to move toward the same common goal and purpose. The thing that I most want to impress upon you, and I'm not going to be long, is that there is something about, and this is what I tell Oprah, and this is what's hard for me, because doing the sound business practices is easy. Doing the communication problem, setting that up is easy. But there is something about Omega Psi Phi. There's something about when you walked in the yard and you saw how the bros acted. There was something about when you saw how the bros related to each other that sparked an interest in you for the fraternity. We have to be able to reignite again that spark. We have to be able to rekindle that interest again, because Omega still has, in this next 100 years, a great future ahead of it. If we don't reignite that interest, if we don't realize that we are linked brother to brother, if we don't realize that the frat ought to be fun again, you ought not be mad to go to frat meeting. You ought to enjoy being around the bros. You ought to enjoy the camaraderie that we have. And you know how you get that? You get that from spending quality time with each other. You got some brothers right here in this room who are going to spend time this weekend and make some memories that are going to last for a lifetime. It's quality time that we have to do. But we have to be smart about what we're doing. We have to be safe in our conduct. We have to be appreciative of what God has blessed us with, which is the greatest fraternal organization in the world. And we have to hold it dear to our heart and protect it, and not forsake it. Not with our conduct, not with violating the rules, but with supporting it. Supporting it by being a part of it, being active participants in it, and enjoying it. That's going to come from leadership. That's going to come from the attitude from the guy at the top. It is that we're going to have fun doing what the bros do. All right? We got to realize that everybody in here is important to what we do. And then we got to accept the vision. We're going to lay out a vision in the first 100 days. Go to the website, www.imwithmike.com. Look at the vision that we have. We'll be traveling around the country the next 4 months, going to all the district meetings, all the candidates' forums. But what I want to let the brothers know tonight is that the undergraduate population is important. You have a role to play. You have a responsibility to live up to, and we have a responsibility to you as older brothers to make sure that we watch each other's back, to make sure that you're able to get through school. You know, you ought to be able to get out of school in 4 or 5 or 6 years. You know, but you ought to be able to get out of school and be proud, then become a productive citizen and become a part of the grad chapter. This is the rest of your life. You know, you're just not in it for, for the short period. We are all in this for the rest of our lives. And so we ought to make it what we want it to be. So I'm asking you, I'm with you. So I'm asking you to be with me in this campaign as I move and ask for your support, your vote. We need you to go to Raleigh. We need you to become delegates in your chapter. This is a delegate race. You know, everybody's not going to get to vote, but your chapter's delegates will get the opportunity to vote. Know the rules. Don't leave, undergrads. It's a setup. I fussed at the Supreme Council that it is a setup, Charles Johnson, that all of the activities are over with for the young brothers on Saturday night. And guess what happens? Y'all go home Sunday. But the conclave doesn't start till Monday. Election is Tuesday. I need you there on Tuesday, voting. The Greek show, the step show, the comedy show, the parties, they're all over with. But the decisions about our fraternity are being made on Monday and Tuesday. you need to be there. You need to be a part of that. It's all of our organizations, it's all of us to support this organization and to protect it, and you have a say-so also. So we'll be around the rest of the evening. I appreciate y'all for coming. I appreciate the brothers who helped set this up. I appreciate the 9th District. Brother Pitts. Yes.
www.imamike.com. Go sign up to volunteer. If you sign up, I'll get your name, I'll give you a call. You will get a call.
Yeah,
if you want to volunteer in your area.
There's a drop down that you can volunteer, sign up. Wherever you are in the country, we'll be traveling the country, and we're going to do this thing. It's winnable, it's wide open. And let me tell you, I'm the type of person that I'm not going to tear anybody down to build myself up. Look at our record. One of the proudest things we have right now is that you look around at the paraphernalia that you're wearing. When I became Grand Counselor, we owned 2 things in this fraternity: our name and the escutcheon, the shield. Right now, today, we own Q-Dogs, Q-Ets, 1911, the purple and gold, Q Psi Phi, Omega Psi Phi, the Bros, the Grand Conclave, the Oracle. Those are all ours now. People have to pay us for using those things. You know, we have to realize how important we are and how valuable we are. And other folks realize it, but we're not going to allow anybody to profiteer and become rich and famous off our backs. That's ours. That's who we are. So let's protect it. Let's move forward in 2010, and we appreciate your support, and God bless you. God keep you. Yeah.